Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Bonnie Gale's Kitchen. And I am here to show you some dishes that I make, fast, quick dishes. Normally I'll go do my shopping, for certain things, to keep things in stock. And I just try to use what I have. So a lot of times, I'll cook with my leftovers. I'll make meals out of whatever I cook. So you know what? I'm just going to get right to it. And you can just kind of follow and see. And I want to thank everybody for all the comments and everyone that maybe gave me the courage to do this. And if it hadn't have been for my daughter buying me this little ring light, I probably would never have done it. But I think it's kind of cute, and I'm going to try to take advantage of it. Since it took me so long to do something like this, when it was something I was going to do when I was in my 20s, but then my life changed and kept changing. And so here I am. So I'm going to do my best, and just roll along with me, have fun. I'm not much of a chopper. I don't like to take the time to do a lot of chopping. I use my food processor, or I'm old-fashioned, stand over the stove, and I do a lot of, cutting and stuff like that, because I'm throwing in stuff in my pot real quick. So I'm going to use my brand new wok that my daughter actually got me for Christmas. So I'm going to be using a new pot, and I've been really experimenting with it, and I really love it. So I'm going to try to make some garbanzo beans, which we call chickpeas around here. And I'm going to make them in a curry sauce. And it's going to be fast. It's going to be with what I have on hand. And so let's go with it. All right, just join me. Okay, I have my pan hot. And I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil. So probably should have filled my olive oil, a little virgin olive oil, any kind of oil, whatever you have, a high heat oil. Coconut oil probably would really be good for this. I usually have a lot of virgin olive oil around, so I'm going with that. So I just say, 2 or 3 swirls, a little more. I'm going to add a little more actually, because I have a lot of onions going in here. And so I'm going to start off with my first onion, slicing it into the pan, because I want to see some onion in there. I can do it in the food processor, which I'm going to do too, but I just want to see a few different size onions in here, just for the heck of it. So, and I cut my onion in half, and then, however you do it, that's your way. You've seen a lot of, probably a lot of cooking shows, and you want to learn anything there, go with that. I'm just going to make these videos fast as I can, make these meals, and don't try this at home if you haven't done it like this. Chop on the board or use a food processor. I've been doing this forever. Yes, I do cut myself, but it's occasionally. And sometimes it could probably be when I'm stressed out or something, but normally, I'm pretty good. I got it down. So if you want to do this, or if you have done this, do it. But this is it's kind of, for me, it's soothing for me to stand over the pot and just cut my vegetables. And so that's what I'm going to do. So, and I'm also going to use my food processor because I want different sizes. I know I've seen cooking shows where they say keep everything the same size, but I want to see big and I want to see small. They're all going to cook up anyway for this savory dish, so it's not really going to matter because it's going to be a savory dish anyway. So, actually, I was going to make my rice in my rice maker before I did this, but the rice won't take long, so I'll just turn my pan up, and I'll do that in a few minutes here. So I'm going to cut these other ones up. I'm going to put them in the food processor. Sorry, I have my back turned to the camera. I don't know what it looks like back there, but Okay, I think I'll keep one more out for the pan. Let's see here. All right, got those chopped up. I'm gonna chop just maybe 1.5 onion, make it a little bigger, you know. Sometimes, you know, I freeze hot peppers and stuff out of the garden so I don't have to do that extra work. I already have my work done. So I have hot peppers I'm going to add to this that are in my freezer, and crank that pan up a little bit hotter since I'm working out of my wok. And yes, I'm going to do a little salt and pepper, sea salt, and it's the real fine pepper, or sea salt and fine pepper. I'm just going to do a little bit of that because I keep adding as I go along, and some of the things I'm going to be putting in here is with what I have. So I happen to have a packet of taco mix. I'm going to put it in there along with some cumin and along with this organic chickpea pack that I have that it's been in my pantry for a while, so I want to use it. So I'm going to use it. Get my spoon. I seem to have a favorite spoon that I cook with, and then I end up changing it as time goes on. But for right now, nice plastic spoon. All right, so let's come over here. This is onion garlic strictly. I'm not putting any other vegetables. I have green peppers in there. I have that kind of stuff. I don't want it in this dish. I'm gonna make this, okay, let's see here. A little bit more. Okay, love this food processor. I've had the food processor for like the last 35 years. Yeah, I'd say that's about right because my oldest son is 35, and that's about when I got it, when he was a baby. So, but I think this is my second or third one because I always end up dropping the top and I break the little thing that makes it not close. So, using my hands are clean. Your hands are your best tool. And just make sure your hands are nice and clean. That's all I can say. If you don't like that, use gloves. But this is what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to keep my food processor up here. Not going to clean it yet because I'm going to add 1 can of tomatoes to the food processor, and I'm going to add the other one. I'm going to have some full tomatoes in there. So 2 cans is going in there. And let me see here. So, all right, so let's see here. All right. So this, I'm going to add all this onion. I'm not sure. I got to work with that thing and see if I can show you, but I'll try to show you. That's what it's looking like. So I got different sizes, and that's just the onion. So while I'm doing this, I'm letting this cook, I'm gonna stand here, and I have 3 pieces of garlic, of a couple pieces of onion that was small. Just gonna chop them up a little big and add them in here. And I got a little other tiny, it looks like a piece of garlic, but it's not. It's a small onion. All right, so that's going in. Have my garlic. I'm just going to do a little, just go through the garlic a few times and make some small slices. And then I'm just going to throw that in here. I have 3 garlic cloves, pretty nice sizes. I usually get the elephant garlic if I can find it because I just don't like messing with that little tiny garlic. So, but sometimes I don't have any choice, so I just put that through my garlic press if that's the case. But I like the big garlic. I can do more with it. And then after I do this, I'm going to throw some hot peppers in. So that was probably about two big onions and 2 medium-sized onions that I threw in here. And I cut the first big one and put another half in there. So, you know, you just feel around for it. You know, you can do less. You don't have to do any garlic. And then I'm gonna and then sometimes I just like to do a few nice little pieces of, slices of garlic in there. So I mix that up too. All right, so I'm gonna pull out my hot peppers I was telling you about. Keep them in a plastic bag. Give them a little smack. And they're wonderful. It's all different types of variety of hot peppers. I'm not gonna make it too hot, but I always say that, but my kids are used to it. So if it's too hot, they don't complain. So as you can see, I do everything with my hands. So that's kind of the way to roll in the kitchen. You get things done faster. All right, so I have that. I got my hot peppers. I could probably add a little bit more in there, but I think everything else is going to make it very spicy, so I don't think I need to. I'm going to turn this flame up even higher because it is my wok, and I can do that. I love this pan, and I love it because it doesn't have any handles that stick out and, you know, that sort of thing. So I always wanted a wok that didn't have a handle that stuck out where you would bump into it and, you know, kids would grab it or love this thing. I've been cooking in it so much, just regular food. Yeah, regular food. All right, want this to cook a little bit more. Let's see here. I think at this point we could add the beans. I had 4 cans of garbanzo beans, chickpeas. They're different. You see? Don't worry about it. Use what you have. Okay. Threw those in the recycle bin. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna go on and toss my beans in here. They're all rinsed. Make sure your beans are rinsed. They get a lot of residue in the can and you need to rinse them. All right, sometimes I'll shift this pan around a little bit. All right, I'm gonna stir all these up. And now it's kind of looking like that. And I'm going to come in here, I'm going to add oregano. I love oregano. It's probably one of my most used spices in the kitchen. And I like a lot. All right, I'm going to use some parsley. You can use fresh by all means. I don't have it. I haven't gone to get it. I just had 2 big parsley leaves in my window. I used them, now I don't have them. So this is a quick meal for the kids when they come home from work. Some beans and rice, they love them. I love them. Sometimes I'll put chicken or, you know, sausage or something in there. I'm doing plain old beans. They're not completely vegetarian. I'm going to use a chicken broth. You want completely vegetarian? Use a vegetarian broth. We eat, you know, for the most part. I mean, I'm probably 80% vegetarian, 20% meat eater. I do like it. My kids like it. I grew up on it. So grew up on a farm. My uncle had horses. My father bought me a little pony and my brother a pony when we were younger. You know, we were on a farm life, had a garden, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to put 1 chicken bouillon in there. Not too much, but I just, because it's going to be salty enough with everything that I'm adding to it. So, you know, I'm going to add it because sometimes I do. Just for a little extra flavor. And the paper doesn't want to come off. Okay. I usually use the granules, but I don't have those. Oh, that's just great. Let me try to get this off. Okay. All right. All right, in the bouillon goes. If you have granular bouillons, that's, you know, granules, that's perfect. All right. So, now I'm going to add some cumin. This is such an aromatic spice. I love it. I may add some more at the end, but right now I'm just going to put 2-3 tablespoonfuls. Maybe I should be measuring this. Well, as I go on, maybe I'll do that. I'll say about 3 tablespoons, you know, tops. It's so aromatic. Ground cumin. And I'm going to put some adobo in here. 1 big tablespoon perhaps. A little extra. All right, stir this up. Smelling good, looking good. My kids are going to love it. I'm going to make some jasmine rice. I usually keep a lot of basmati and jasmine in the house, or brown rice, or something called smelt and oat groats. We love them, so that's sometimes what I use. All right, let's see here. So I don't need these anymore. Put these over here. And so, to give this a really good flavor, you could add chili. I'm going to use the taco mix because I have the taco mix. I don't like to keep things in my pantry too long, so I still have like 3 or 4 more packs, so I will use them for tacos the next time I make them. But I think this is going to be great in here. It's going to add something. It's going to make it the gravy sauce, the curry sauce, a little extra saucier. And I'm going to add the chickpea sauce that I was telling you about, which is going to make it really savory. I think a lot more savorier, where the taco sauce is going to make it spicier. Don't forget there's the hot peppers in there and the cumin. You don't need to measure, but if you must, do it. Okay. My family has, all my kids were raised on my spicy foods, and now when they go out, it's like it doesn't taste the same because they're so used to that spiciness in their mouth. And it's not always hot. Sometimes it is, but it's more spicier. It has more flavor. And so for that reason, they're asking me to make chickpeas today. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we got all that done. All that's in there. I'm going to take 1 can of tomatoes. These are pretty small. I could use them all, 2 cans actually in here of the tomatoes, but I'm going to do one in the processor because it's going to make the sauce savorier. And I don't want too many tomatoes in there because, I don't know, too many tomatoes just don't make it that good, in my personal opinion. And then the other can in the food processor, and we're going to process it up. I could do 2 cans, but I don't want it to be too tomatoey. So it's nice and it's curried, really up nice. Now this I don't care to use my hands for. That just means I have to have a yucky mess. All right, so now we have that going. Now what I want to do with those 2 cans of, or just the 1 can, I'm going to add a little water. It's kind of what it's looking like now. You can see it's almost looking like a chili. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 can. I'm going to add some water. Okay, that looks good. Now, you know, at this point, I have some spinach. I think I would like some green in there. So luckily I haven't washed my food processor yet. I'm going to get that spinach and I'm going to add some of that spinach to it because I think I'll wait to add the broth. Let me just grab that spinach real quick. I like my foods to have as much nutrition as they can have in them. And sometimes in this case, I'm just going to take a big bulk of them, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a good big, huge handful and a little extra. I could use all of them really, but I'm not going to. Okay, so see it grinded up just perfect. It's not too small. I didn't have to chop it. Love these food processors. So let's clean this off. And we'll pour this spinach in here. All right, now there we go. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. They're going to love it now, having those little extra veggies in there. Just wasn't in, sometimes I'll make the green pepper or red pepper or something, but just didn't want to throw that in here this time. And I'm going to throw some bone broth in. I'm going to see, it may not take this whole, sometimes I have cans, which I prefer most of the time because I can use as much as I want, or many as I want. This, with the bone broth, I'm just going to use maybe, I don't know, I'm going to throw it all in there. I have enough room in my pot. It's going to cook down, so it's going to be fabulous. All right. So, we're going to stir all this. We're going to let it cook. Doesn't really need a lot of cooking time, but I'm going to let it cook low, at a low heat, and you know, just let it get frothy. I'm going to do a little taste test. Sometimes there's a couple different peppers I like to add to it. A few different salts. That was a sea salt I used earlier, which really wasn't much that I put in with the onions. Everything, the salt that I put in it, that had in it, was the adobo. I'm sure has, well, it does have salt. I read their directions a long time ago. Has a little bit of sodium. the, what was it, the bouillon has some, and the taco pack, I'm sure, has some sodium in it. So, you know, watch your sodium. You don't have to use that stuff. You can use the cumin, you can use some chili powder, and you can eliminate as much salt as you want. This is a quick fix, so I'm using what I have. Okay, so let me taste. Let me taste. I just want to taste the broth. Okay, so I can use more salt. So I'm going to add, I have this Hawaiian salt that I love, and Hawaiian black pepper. I'm going to add some of that to it. And the cumin I'll keep out. I have this beautiful black salt from Hawaii, and I love it. I absolutely love it. A lot of times I can get it in like some of the Asian stores or international stores. So I just keep it in this little baggie. I have so many jars and stuff sitting around. I'd like to put it in one of them, but I got to do a little house cleaning first. So yes, this is the black salt. Yeah, this is the black salt. Which I don't know why they call it black, because it's kind of pink. So I'll do a couple of these because it's so good. I can just lick my fingers right afterwards. All right, and so this is the Hawaiian traditional black lava pepper. So I'm gonna do a good, I don't know, teaspoon. Let's just, might be more, maybe that's good enough right there. I don't know, I think I'll go back and grab that pinch. Okay. Okay. And then I like something called liquid aminos. It's like a soy protein. You don't have to put it in. I like it because it's got a nice flavor, and it adds a little extra flavor to it. Not much, just a good little drizzle. So that's all I'm going to add. At the end of it, after its cooking process has finished, I'm going to add something called Grand Masala. It's an Indian spice, but it's a really nice finishing Indian spice. So once it cooks down a little bit, I'm going to add that spice to this. And that's pretty much it. Let's see here. I'm going to make my rice in my rice maker, and I can show you how to do that sometime. I'm not going to make this video really long, but it's just, you know, you rinse your rice, whatever kind you have, rinse it really good, like 5-6 times, get all the starch out of it in cold water. Just rinse it, just keep rinsing it. I just rinse it and let it drop into my hand, and then I fill it up again, and then keep repeating the process. And then I add a little bit of olive oil, a garlic clove. I chop the garlic clove, don't chop it, I slice the garlic clove up. I put a little ground pepper. I put a little bit of the ground pepper, you know, the pepper mill. And then I put some sea salt or the Himalayan salt, and I let it cook. And it's very aromatic, and it's just perfect with a pot of soup or pot of beans or anything. Now that was pretty fast. I'm not sure how long this video is, but it's probably all of maybe 20 minutes that I threw this together. I would say 20 to 30 minutes. And there you go. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be savory, and the Grand Masala. Let me look at it. Wait a minute here. Hold on. I'll try to find that. What did I do with it? Okay. Well, it comes in a container in like an Indian store or something. So this is how you say it, gram masala. So it's really good. So I'm just gonna go on afterwards, just a little sprinkle, 1 or 2 tablespoons on the top, and not even that much, maybe just a nice tablespoon. So anyway, I'm gonna turn this down and just let it start simmering. I'm going to put my top on it, and the only thing I'm going to add to it is the gram masala. And let me just taste it one more time here. My throat's getting itchy. It's probably because of the pepper. Oh yeah. If this is too much for you, I might just throw like a little tomato paste in there. Sometimes I buy the little tubes because the cans, I use those for my chilies and stuff. But for anytime you want something just small in the kitchen, you know, you don't need much. You just need like a little squirt of it. This is great. I think I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna throw a little bit in while it's cooking on a high heat here. So, okay. Hey, it can't hurt, right? I could just go on and use it up but I'll taste it and see. Maybe I'll add the rest before it's over with. So that's the way you do it. So anyway, thank you all for joining me in Bonnie Gale's kitchen. And I love you all. And I guess I'll make another video. So, all right, take care. Bye.